In ending, may these words ring loud and ring true. Lyndon State, classrooms alive with a thirst for learning. Lyndon State, a campus abuzz with young, maturing adults embracing friendships that will last forever. Lyndon State, athletic fields where teamwork, camaraderie, sportsmanship flourish. Lyndon State, a place where, with an open heart, you may just be lucky enough to find your own lily pad. And then one day, soon after, you in turn can become a lily pad for someone else. God bless you all, and God bless the precious gift of an education. Thank you.
Students. I arrived here at Lyndon, a school 1/10 the size of that school in Boston, and immediately realized, much like my fellow inductees, that I had come home in a way, that I had come to a place where I was included, that I was immediately taken in. It started with my academic advisor. It started with my unofficial academic advisor, my chemistry professor. My academic advisor was Metin Yersel, now retired. John Pellerin, my chemistry professor. These were excellent individuals who initially guided me in my academics. The small student body here was perfect for me. I needed to be in a small place like this. I needed to be in a place where there was a true sense of community, and that community was going to actively support me while I was here. And for that, I am incredibly appreciative, because certainly had I not had my experience as I did, much like the other folks that have attended Lyndon, I wouldn't be the person I am today, most definitely not.
The other detail I remember very clearly from my first class is one that wasn't really apparent to me at first, but it manifested itself quickly over time. It seemed that if you emailed a question to her, and email was still cutting edge at the time, no matter what time of day or night you did this, you always got an answer right back. If you went to her office after hours, she was always there. If you went by on a Saturday, she was there. If you caught her on her way out at the end of the day, she wouldn't tell you to come see you tomorrow. She'd stop and work with you and get your questions answered. This seemed very normal to me at the time until I began speaking to my friends at those big state schools and learned that unless you made an appointment during a specific window of the day, you didn't speak to your professors outside of class. She was also the first to call you to the carpet if you decided to take a personal day, which was always ironic because most of my friends noted their professors didn't even know what their names were. It was this difference, along with many of the other pleasant surprises that I learned over the years that LSC has become famous for, that kept me here and not at that big state school. Another story, years later, I'd spread my wings and I'd left Lyndon State College, and I was faced with another tough fork in the road. I'd been working for a company for several years, and it was acquired by another. My personal option was to move to Phoenix and keep my job, or choose to stay in Vermont and fight it out elsewhere. Needless to say, I had many sleepless nights. My wife now, at the time, had just started dating me again after another interesting college story, so I had her to factor in as well. And I remember sitting at nights, many nights, wondering if I was going to be committing career suicide by passing on this offer because I just didn't want to move. During one of those sleepless nights, on a whim, I fired off an email letting her know the situation I was in and see if she had any advice or guidance for me. I honestly didn't expect too much back. I had been gone for a few years. I was no longer paying tuition to Lyndon State College. I will admit, I did not get an answer right back, but I would have been very surprised if I had because it was 3:15 in the morning. However, when I got up the next morning and checked my email, I had a response waiting for me, filled with advice, knowledge, and wisdom, letting me know that no matter what I did, she would always support me. In a recent self-analysis to the college, Professor Mitchell used the word teach and educate several times to describe her activities here at the school over the last 20 years. In reviewing this, it is with sadness that I must note you misspoke. Webster's dictionary defines an educator as one skilled in the art of teaching. From there, it goes on to define teaching as one who completes the art of instruction. Digging on a little more, I want to define that from there, it also defines mentor. which is defined as a trusted counselor or guide. There are many teachers and educators out in the world, but for each of us, there are only a few privileged mentors. I know with conviction that I am proud to say that I'm in the community of alumni that can say we've been lucky to have Lyndon Mitchell as our mentor through the years, and that my life and many others are better because of it. It was with pride and privilege that I wish to present this year's award, Lyndon Mitchell.
I am here because of my love for Lyndon State. I bleed green and gold, at least when I'm up at this elevation. Maybe at the bottom of the hill, some maroon and white comes out too. When I came here, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know or even begin to fathom the friendships I would forge, the life lessons I would learn, the career it would help me build. I love the fact that I played basketball for a guy who served 2 tours of duty voluntarily in Vietnam. I love the fact that I stayed local. Sure, maybe I could have set the bench for UVM. Maybe I could have played a couple minutes. But I am far better for playing 4 years with family than sitting on the bench with a bunch of strangers, I can tell you that. The student athletes who attend Lyndon are a rare breed, a tough breed. They make sacrifices that other schools' athletes don't necessarily have to make. And we are better off for it. Our athletes understand work ethic. I understand it far better from living it. I love Lyndon State, and that's the real reason I'm here.
All right, I want to thank you all for this honor. I never, ever expected to have an honor like this. This is really something. I must say that I was honored to graduate with the best class Lyndon Teachers College ever had. Now, the class of '59 was the best class, right? Yeah. I hear some. We were a family, and we continue to be that. We all work together, we play together, we study together, and we're best friends now. We all love each other. Just look at our track record for our record of giving to the annual fund, and you will see what kind of class I had. They have continued to support the college both with our money and our continued interest in the college. We see wonderful growth in the college, as you saw today in the video. It makes us wonder what major we would have chosen if it had been available to us. Just think of the growth that we have watched and we've had the opportunity to see.